Okay, so next slide, let's jump into it. That is in regards to the digital economy. So let's see the first part of it, that is a general introduction. And this is the description of Internet as an economic system. Internet's architectures combine decentralization with hierarchical and locally managed networks, and this allows the internet to be flexible, resilient, and a dynamic ecosystem where innovation, interaction, and communication can occur unimpeded while still enabling local management, governance, and regulation. Local network administrators are responsible for managing and maintaining local networks within organization, institution, or specific geographical location. They enforce policies, manage network resources, ensure security, and troubleshoot issue within the jurisdiction. Example of local network administrators would be corporate intranets or local internet service provider ISPs. The decentralization that we mentioned before means that the internet as a whole is decentralized, as it is a global collection of various networks that are interconnected, and there is no central authority, and each network autonomously operates and can connect to others based on mutual agreements and protocols such as the Transmission Control Protocol, so TCP/IP. The other characteristics is the interconnectivity, as there are different local networks interconnect to form the global internet. They exchange traffic through points called the Internet Exchange Point, EXPS. This network can be small, like a home network, or extensive, like the networks managed by global ESPS or multinational corporation. As we mentioned, the internet is decentralized, and but there is an existing hierarchical structure in the interconnection, such as the differentiation between tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 networks. Tier 1 networks are large transnational networks that can connect to every other network on the internet without paying transit fee through peering agreements. Lower tier networks usually have to pay for transit to reach parts of the internet that are not directly connected. The domain system name, the DNS, the DNS is a decentralized and hierarchical system that translates human readable domain names into IP addresses that are used for routing traffic. Different organizations and entities manage different parts of the DNS hierarchy, reflecting the decentralized nature of the internet. The role of users plays a significant role in the dynamics of the network, both contributing to and mitigating various economic problems and challenges. Let's see now the history of network architectures. So, the internet in the late 1990s, the internet boom is seen as an example of combinatorial innovation, where a set of technologies provides components that can be combined and recombined to create new products and services. Innovation often appear in waves or clusters due to social acceptance and the simultaneous efforts of different innovators. The combinational innovation plays a crucial role in these waves. The internet revolution was rapid, with components primarily immaterial, consisting of ideas, standard protocols, programming languages, and softwares. The metaphor of information superhighway describes the intricate and interconnected network of the internet. Networks are combined of nodes connected by links. Different components are required to be interconnected in order to have a functioning network. There could be as nodes servers, routers, switches, protocols, ISPs, CDNs, and DNS, while links could be physical or wireless. The first type of network topology was actually the StarNet or the telecom network, which is a centralized management. The central node can manage and control all the traffic in the network. Ease of installation and wiring, adding or removing devices simply understand topology as compared to other topologies like a bus or a ring, as each device has a dedicated connection. Isolation of devices, since each device is independently connected to the central hub switch, problems in one cable do not affect other devices in network. And the single point of failure, if central node fails, the whole network becomes inoperable. The invention of multiplexing, which is wire pair, in which wire pairs have much more bandwidth than it is needed for one conversation, and thence giving the possibility of having multiple conversations on the same band. Multiplexing reduces the number of transmission facilities needed to handle a given number of calls, more communication on the same line, bigger networks as more users are interconnected. This way, from the multiplexing invention, you start to have local long-distance network. That is the evolution of the star network, which connects various stars and differentiates between local and long-distance connection between the nodes. This can be interpreted as a two-way or as a one-way network. The bus network, instead, is a topology in which each computer or network device is connected to a single communication line, known as a bus. The bus acts as the shared communication medium that the devices are attached to. Single central cable, this is the backbone of the network to which your network devices are connected. Terminators are the ends of the bus. The end of the bus are terminated with a resistor to absorb signals and prevent them from reflecting back into the network. Data collision, since all devices share the same communication line, only one device can transmit data at a time. If two devices transmit simultaneously, a collision will occur. Then there is the mesh network topology. A mesh network topology is a type of network design where devices are interconnected, often in a non-hierarchical manner. Interconnected device in a mesh network, each node or device is connected to several other nodes. Path redundancy, multiple paths exist between any two nodes, enhancing reliability. Decentralized control. Most mesh networks are decentralized, meaning each node makes its own decision on data routing. Mesh networks with their decentralized and robust design are instrumental in scenarios that require high reliability and scalability. However, their complexity can make them challenging to set up and maintain, particularly in complete mesh configuration. This is the foundation of data packages. So we've seen that data packages are born into the mesh topology due to their decentralization, and secondly, even to the fact that as it's less reliable, there's going to be the need for dividing the information in packets that could be transmitted. Now let's see the basic economics of internet platforms. So, the quality of service. This is a critical concept in networking that prioritizes and manages data traffic to ensure that specific types of data meet desired performance level. Generally, the companies that offer the services cover the infrastructure cost, which include the necessary QoS implementation. These costs are then typically passed down to consumers through subscription fee, one-time payments, or indirectly through advertising revenues. There are different protocols and mechanisms for QoS, differentiated services, DiffServ. This protocol divides traffic into different classes based on the requirements. Each class might get a certain level of priority in the network. Integrated services, IntServ. This is a more granular approach where specific network resources are reserved for specific application or data flows. Then there is the multi-protocol label switching, MPLS. often used in high performance networks. Multi-protocol label switching can be configured to assign label to packets, ensuring they follow predefined paths through network, which can guarantee certain QoS level. Now, the important concept here is the Paris Metro pricing. The Paris Metro pricing (PMP) model is an exciting concept in the context of QoS and network management. The Paris Metro offers two service classes, first and coach. Despite both classes offering the same basic services, the first class is priced higher. Passengers are willing to pay more for the first class because it tends to be less crowded, providing a more comfortable experience. It becomes less attractive if the first class becomes too crowded because everyone perceives it as everyone perceives it as the better deal. This self-regulation ensures that the distinction between the two classes maintain its value. The PMP Paris Metro protocol have inspired Andrew Odlyzko's protocol, which proposed a similar model to the PMP for the QoS in digital network. In virtual networks, the internet will be divided into several identical virtual networks. Functionally, these networks will be the same, but users will perceive differences based on pricing. Differential pricing. Different prices will be charged for each virtual network, even though all networks offer the same quality and speed. Users will choose based on their willingness to pay. The economic solution. This model is a purely economic solution to QoS rather than a technical one. It lets the market decide. Where monopoly exists, this model can increase social welfare by creating an artificial differentiation, allowing users to choose based on perceived value and willingness to pay rather than being limited to a one-size-fits-all service. Now, what are the economic implications of the internet design? Efficient bandwidth usage. One of the primary benefits of a packet switching network, as opposed to the circuit switched, is a dynamic bandwidth allocation. This means resources are allocated as needed, linking to efficient utilization rather than pre-allocating bandwidth which might not be used to its fullest. Bandwidth on demand. Users and applications can request and use bandwidth as needed on the internet. This has democratized access to high-quality audio-video applications where users can choose their desired quality and pay accordingly. Economies of scale. The internet architecture allows various media and services to converge. This has paved the way for a single advanced network infrastructure to support diverse multimedia services, thus leading to economies of scale, cost saving due to increased output, and scope cost saving due to the producing more types of products. Unlike some traditional networks, the internet places much of its intelligence at the edge to the end user's devices. This decentralization fosters innovation and adaptability. Okay, the economic, let's see the economic of internet markets, cost of information and supply side of the economies of scale. Digital information has near zero marginal cost, meaning additional units can be reproduced almost freely after the initial cost of production. This leads to supply-side economies of scale where prominent players like Google or Facebook can spread their fixed cost over a vast number of users, making them more competitive. Network effects and demand-side economies of scale. As more people use a platform, its value increases for new and existing users. This is a crucial feature of many online platforms. Switching costs and lock-in. Once users are deeply integrated into a platform, switching to competitors became costly, not just in monetary terms, but also in terms of effort, time, and lost features of connection. This creates a kind of lock-in effect. Okay. Oh. Okay, the second part. Price discrimination then is significant in high-tech industry for two main reasons. Price discrimination strategies are beneficial as these industries high fixed cost, low marginal cost in nature, often leads to market power, plus information technology enables detailed consumer behavior observation analysis, facilitating various marketing strategies, including price differentiation. Online platforms like Amazon can efficiently conduct marketing experiments and fine-tune prices without the traditional menu costs associated with pricing decisions. When considering competition, personalized pricing can have two significant effects: the enhanced surplus extraction effects and the intensified competition effect. The first allows firms to change prices closer to consumers' reservation prices, while the latter results from each consumer becoming a market to be contested. Some models intensified competition can make consumers better off and firms worse off with competitive personalized pricing compared to non-personalized pricing. Now let's see basic economic principles apply to the internet. Interaction of the demand and supply. The demand and supply of goods and services in a market determine their prices and the quantity traded. Demand represents consumers' desire to purchase a good or service at various prices. Generally, there is an inverse relationship between price and the quantity demanded. As prices rise, quantity demanded tends to decrease, and vice versa. Supply represents the quantity that producers are willing and able to bring to the market at various prices. Typically, there is a direct relationship between price and quantity supplied. As prices rise, the quantity producers are willing to supply also increases. When these two forces intersect, they determine the equilibrium price, where the quantity demanded equals the quantity supplied, and the equilibrium quantity. Market power, this is a firm's ability to influence prices, comes from its market power. Individual firms have little to no market power in markets with many sellers and buyers having a perfect competition. Conversely, a monopolistic firm, the sole seller, has significant market power. So let me just take a break, a very fast break. So returning to the presentation, elasticity. Elasticity measures how much quantity demanded or supply respond to a change in the price. If a good has many substitutes or isn't considered a necessity, its demand tends to be elastic, meaning consumer will buy much less if the price rises even slightly. Conversely, a good with few substitutes or deemed a necessity has inelastic demand. Changes in price have a more minor effect on the quantity demanded. Market structure and the social welfare. In terms of maximizing societal benefit, perfect competition. It is characterized by many buyers and sellers, homogeneous products, and free entry and exit. While this extracts all consumer surplus, turning it into producer surplus, it doesn't result in deadweight loss, as it can lead to an efficient level of output. Monopoly instead is a single firm that dominates the market, leading to higher prices and potentially reduced output. This can result in a deadweight loss, the associated cost of market inefficiency. Cost of production for information goods. Information goods like software, digital media, and online services have a distinct cost structure. The initial product or development can be costly due to research, development, design. However, these goods can be replicated and distributed at minimal incremental cost once created. High fixed cost. Most of the cost information goods are fixed, meaning they are included regardless of how many units are produced. Low marginal cost. Once the information product is developed, the cost to produce an additional unit or copy is minimal. Implication for competition and welfare. Dominance or natural monopoly. Due to economies of scale, firms can spread their high fixed cost over a large number of units. Because they have a large market share, can achieve lower average cost. This gives them a competitive advantage, potentially leading to a market dominance. differentiated products. In some information markets, firms differentiate their products instead of competing primarily on price. Strategies employed in predatory pricing. Companies might engage in an aggressive price competition, even selling at a loss to gain market share. The idea is to outcompete rivals and then leverage the dominant position for profits later. Firms can achieve better profitability by continually reducing fixed costs or finding ways to distribute them over larger markets, like going global. This can lead to the emergence of new competitors, fostering competition. Iterative competition. Firms can compete with their own previous versions by releasing upgraded or improved products. Apple's strategy of regularly releasing new iPhone models is an example. Complementary product leverage. Firms can exert influence or pressures on producer of complementary products. For instance, a dominant operating system provider might influence software developers, or a dominant e-commerce platform might influence sellers. Now let's see the price discrimination theory. Price discrimination is the concept of changing different prices to different consumers or segments for the same good service, not justified by cost differences. Okay, why it's important? High fixed cost and low marginal cost. Tech products have often substantial development or production cost, but negligible cost for replication and redistribution. Once the initial investment is covered, additional sales are highly profitable. Price discrimination allows companies to tap into different segments of the market, ensuring wider distribution while maximizing revenue. Market power. The tech industry often leads to scenarios where companies gain significant market power, whether through network effects, proprietary technology, or brand reputation. This power makes it easier to set and vary prices across different market segments. Implication: increased profits. By tailoring prices to different consumer segments, firms can maximize their revenues and profit. Consumer welfare. On the one hand, price discrimination can make products accessible to users who might not have been able to afford them at a uniform price. On the other hand, it might lead to some consumers paying excessively high prices based on their perceived willingness to pay. Discriminatory pricing, especially if perceived as predatory or anti-competitive, can draw the attention of the regulations. Let's see the various degrees. The first degree, price discrimination. This is also known as perfect price discrimination. Of course, when a firm charges each customer their maximum willingness to pay for a product or services. Essentially, the firm extracts all the consumer surplus. With first degree price discrimination, each consumer is charged a unique price that matches their willingness to pay. This ensures maximum revenue extraction for the company. Traditionally, a significant hurdle for first degree price discrimination was the menu cost, the cost of setting and adjusting multiple prices. However, in online environments, these costs are dramatically reduced, making it easier to adjust prices dynamically. Companies increasingly aim to own the consumer, meaning they want a direct relationship without intermediaries. By doing so, they can gather extensive data on consumer behaviors, preferences, and spending patterns, which can then be used to implement personalized pricing strategies. What are the strategies related to first degree price discrimination? Is the promotions. Company can offer special deals or discount to certain consumers, helping them gauge reactions to different price points. Auction. Online auctions, such as those on platforms like eBay, can help reveal consumer maximum willingness to pay for specific items. Registration loyalty programs. By having customers register or join loyalty programs, companies can track purchasing history, preferences, and gather other relevant data. This allows for better tailored pricing and offers. Maximizing social welfare. Theoretically, first degree price discrimination can lead to an efficient allocation of resources and maximize social welfare. Since prices match willingness to pay, there's no deadweight loss. However, this doesn't necessarily mean it's equitable, as some consumers might feel penalized for constantly facing higher prices due to their past willingness to pay. Let's go to the second degree price discrimination. This involves selling different versions of quantities of a product at a various price points without regard to the specific customer characteristic. These forms of pricing discrimination leverages versions of bundles that to cater to different consumer needs and willingness to pay. Different price quality combination, this is called versioning, are offered, which is notably prevalent for information intensive goods. This is because reproducing information is often low cost, making varied version an economically viable strategy. Role in the information technology, IT is pivotal in versioning as it facilitates the collection and analysis of consumer data to design product lines and enables the efficient creation of different product versions. For instance, providing real-time stock quotes at a premium price while offering delayed quotes at a lower rate. Delay of information and user interface. Warning the delay in information, accessibility, or offering different user interfaces could form part of the versioning strategy. High-priced versions may include additional features like 24/7 technical assistant or enhanced usability features, providing added value that justifies the higher price. What are the strategies that are related to the second-degree price discrimination? One is cannibalization. One critical concern is that the cheaper versions could cannibalize sales of the more expensive options. Firms must astutely manage the quality and prices differences between versions to avoid unduly undercutting their higher priced offerings. Strategies might include lowering the price of high-end products or intentionally reducing the quality or features of low-end products to maintain a clear distinction. Consumer distribution knowledge. Firms utilize their understanding of the distribution of customer tastes and demands to create versions that appeal to various segments of the market. They may not have exact details about individual consumer willingness to pay. The aggregate data guides the structuring of different price quality combination. Product line management. Efficiently managing a product line involves ensuring that the version offered sufficiently expand the market, providing options that cater to both price-sensitive and quality-focused consumers without overly complicating the offering. Third-degree price discrimination. Third-degree price discrimination entails charging different prices to various consumer groups for the identical product or service. This pricing strategy is based on the principle that different segments of the market have distinct pricing sensitivities and demand, making viable to adjust pricing accordingly. Segmented pricing. By identifying and categorizing consumers into distinct groups, such as student versus seniors or new versus returning customer, firms can apply varied pricing strategies to maximize revenue from each segment. Utilizing network effects. Located network effects and consumer interaction within particular groups can influence pricing decisions. For example, groups that share information effectively might be targeted with specific pricing or promotional strategies. Price sensitivity variance. Various consumer groups exhibit different levels of price sensitivity, meaning that some segments might tolerate higher prices than others due to different demand elasticity. Information sharing. Some consumer groups might share information, reviews, or recommendations amongst themselves, particularly in the age of social media. Intermediaries or entities that facilitate interaction or transaction between businesses and these consumer groups could play a crucial role in leveraging this. What are the strategies for the third price discrimination? Is to benefit the consumer, particularly when consumers have similar preferences and each consumer incur a indexed servicing cost to the firm. This is because competitive pressure compels firms to enhance consumer utility, while price discrimination allows them to manage fixed costs innovatively. Diminish customer surplus. In scenarios involving heterogeneous consumer preferences, competitive price discrimination might curtail consumer surplus, boosting corporate profits, but possibly resulting in a net welfare loss. Let's see now about the pricing strategy. High-tech markets exhibit a panorama of dynamic and intricate pricing strategy, conditioning on purchase history, leveraging online research capabilities, and bundling products are recognized as strategy which had a positive and impactful effect in shaping revenue, competition, and consumer behavior in such markets. Price discrimination conditioned upon a customer previous purchase, Model Insight, Fundenberg and Tirol's model illuminate the mechanics of how monopolists might deploy upgrades and enhancements to discriminate pricing between various customer segments, particularly differentiating between new and returning customers. Variable profitability, according to Acquisti and Varian in 2021, pure price conditioning based on purchase history rarely reaches optimal profitability for a monopolistic seller. Enhanced services, implementation of services like one-click shopping or tailored recommendation might enhance the effectiveness in consumer receptivity to price conditioning. Search presentation, the internet and search agents Yahoo, MySimon have notably reduced the consumer's cost of search even in markets with minimal direct online transaction. Let's talk about bundling. Bundling means offering multiple distinct products at a singular price. It's especially appealing for information goods due to their negligible marginal cost of bundling additional items. Reduce the dispersion of willingness to pay. For instance, considering a scenario involving Microsoft selling a word processor and a spreadsheet with varying individual and bundled willingness to pay among different consumers. Bundling can optimize revenues by summing individual product valuation. Revenue optimization, uniform pricing per product versus a bundled offer can significantly vary in generated revenues. Barrier to entry enhancement. Bundling can elevate market entry barriers, particularly impeding competition in markets for individual products within the bundle. The space on barriers is especially significant for information goods, owing to the minimal marginal cost and the incurrence of switching cost for consumers. Researchers Bacos and Brynjolfsson spotlight bundling as a strategy that can potentially enhance firm profitability and efficiency while concurrently reducing consumer surplus. The strategy not only tailors the demand curve by diminishing the dispersion in consumer willingness to pay, but also constructs additional hurdles for competitors to enroll into the market. Lock-in and switching cost. In high-tech markets, switching cost and lock-in phenomena present a significant hurdle for customer organization, impacting their choices and maneuverability between various suppliers or technologies. What is lock-in effect? Lock-in takes place when considerable switching costs create a barrier, making transition between technologies or suppliers financially and logistically challenging. Considering a two-period model with consumers exhibiting a constant willingness to pay for a non-durable product and a consistent marginal cost, it manages the companies find it lucrative to lock in customers. In the subsequent period, firms lean towards charging monopoly prices, capitalizing on the reluctance of locked-in customers to switch. Competition to acquire customers, strategic implication. Firms mindful of high switching costs might deploy aggressive strategies to attract and acquire new customers who, once locked in, are projected to be significant revenue contributors. Notable instances of this strategy in action can be observed in practices by printer manufacturers who may offer printers at a lower cost while pricing replacement cartridges substantially higher. Research Insight and the real-world implication. There's documented evidence of palpable switching costs across various markets, including those of credit cards, software, and online brokerage firms. While lock-in strategies can prove profitable for companies, the impact on consumer welfare is not necessarily detrimental due to the ensuing competition to attract new customers. Okay. Okay, market power enhancement through switching and search cost. When with customers having a willingness to pay W and the switching cost S at the firms encountering marginal cost C pertaining to price, several dynamic unfold. Given switching cost W, GEC C, propels consumer to purchase, whereas W, which is inferior to the switching costs and the marginal plus the marginal cost, dissuade consumers from switching products or firm, establishing the price at W. Once consumers are locked in, their elevated switching costs create a scenario where competitors struggles to entice them with sufficiently low prices to prompt a switch. Maintaining existing customers typically takes precedence over acquiring new ones, especially considering that new customers often don't immediately translate into profitability. This scenario creates a competitive environment to secure new customers, which might generate a possible trade-off with exploiting existing clientele. Okay, now let me do another pit stop, we could say, if you just let me. Okay, let's return to the presentation. So here it is. So here it is on the network effects and the demand side of economies of scale. So let's see. The dynamics of supply side economies of scale. High tech and information sectors typically showcase business that possess high fixed cost with low or even zero marginal cost, as we say many times, giving rise to natural monopolies. Resorting to traditional means like government regulation may not always be efficient. Despite monopoly aspiration, the crux lies in fostering competition to ensure consumer benefits. This competition often takes various forms: pricing, third-party transfer, and rent anticipation. For certain industries that deal with durable products such as PCs and operating systems, the competition is also inherent amongst suppliers, urging consumers to upgrade continually. The concept of durable goods monopoly stands crucial in these sectors. Although supply side economies of scale might give rise to concentrated industry, numerous mechanisms ensure that price discipline remains intact. Competition, welfare, and theoretical constructs. Mature sectors with extensive fixed costs often proceed with the assumption that equilibrium prices will surpass marginal costs. This can introduce inefficiency. Traditional perspectives often label monopolies as culprits of deadweight losses. However, with perfect price discrimination in place, such losses can be eradicated. Competition for monopolistic dominance then redirects the surplus to the consumers. Two traditional welfare theorems, dominance then redirects the surplus to the consumer. Two traditional welfare theorems address Pareto efficiency and the condition needed for efficient outcomes. But in scenario characterized by high fixed cost coupled with low marginal cost, this might not always apply. This leads to two more parables or theorems that explain situations where market forces can yield desirable outcomes. The way competition is structured or the rules governing it can profoundly influence consumer welfare. Different competition models like various auction formats can dictate how the surplus is distributed between firms and consumers. Certain models such as the everyone pays auction might result in reduced competition leading to fewer benefits for consumers. Additionally, there might arise time consistency issues. For instance, initial competitive fines might not influence the acceptance of monopolistic powers by future generations. Now let's see the network effects and demand side economies of scale. So demand side economies of scale, alternatively known as network externalities or network effects, illustrate a scenario where a product's value escalates with its user base. This phenomenon is pivotal in technology-oriented sectors, influencing various aspects from adoption curves to pricing strategies. Both direct and indirect network effects exist, impacting the value directly or through an intermediary product or service. Direct network effects means that the product's utility increases directly with the user adoption, while indirect network effects value enhancement via indirect means such as an increase in complementary products. critical mass and equilibrium. A critical mass refers to a user-based threshold beyond which a product experiences accelerated adoption due to positive feedback. Such products often exhibit multiple equilibria with subcritical mass stages potentially leading to product stagnation. Despite its pervasive influence, modeling network effects remains a challenge due to the dynamic interplay of variables and often scarce empirical data. Research, including cross-sectional data analysis, offers partial insight but leaves much unexplored in microeconomic theory concerning network effect. In network-dependent industries, the establishment and management of standards can be pivotal, shaping interoperability and competitive dynamics. Dominant firms may prefer proprietary standards, while standards can sometimes enhance overall industry value and consumer experience. In situations with a recognized standard leaders, smaller firms may seek interconnectivity. The leader defending this proprietary standard may utilize strategies from frequent tech upgrades to employ intellectual property protections, while followers might employ adapters or engage in reverse engineering. System effects and computer-mediated transaction consumer interaction. High-tech products often operate within a system of complements involving hardware, software, content, and more. Such systems necessitate consideration regarding integration value, distribution among complement providers, and bottleneck mitigation. Strategies ranging from collaboration to commoditization aim to synchronize complement pricing and thus amplify system value. Computer-mediated transaction. As transactions become increasingly computer-mediated, possibilities for detailed consumer behavior analysis and innovative pricing model emerge. Consumer in ICT-based networks derive value from expanded communicative capacities and potentially an enlarged pool of complementary products as the user base broadens. When a service with network externalities gains a new subscriber, existing users reap external benefits, underpinning demand-side scale economies. Network effects. A network effect arises when a value of a network is directly correlated with the number of adopters or users within that network. Essentially, a network effect is observed if the value derived from adopting compatible products increases with every new user who joins the network. Direct network effects or horizontal compatibility refer to the scenario where the product or service allows direct and immediate interconnection among different users. Telecommunication networks where the utility of the service increases with the new users since they can potentially communicate with every other users. Indirect network effect instead involve scenarios when the user's benefit does not directly depend on the size of the network, but it is influenced by changes in complementary products and services that become available with network growth. The increase in the availability of apps as a mobile operating system gains more users. It is important to discern network effects from other phenomena like virality and economies of scale. Virality refers to the rapid sharing or adoption of a product or information, but doesn't necessarily enhance the user experience with more adopters. On the other hand, economies of scale pertain to the cost advantages obtained due to the level of output, size or scale of operation, which does not directly affect the product inherent value as in network effects.
Mi scusi Cicci, dovrei parlarne un attimo. Puoi interrompere?
Let's return to our wonderful presentation. Okay, so we were explaining the difference between virality and economies of scale. Standards in network effects. Network-dependent industry can decide whether to interconnect or standardize, which significantly impacts competition and user adoption. Standard wars. Firms often compete to establish a product standard, deploying strategies like penetration pricing and alliance formation, aiming to ensure the product becomes the established norm. Standard negotiation. A more collaborative approach where industries might negotiate standards, sometimes facilitated by official bodies, aiming for a universally acceptable solution. There are three important roles related to network law, to network effects. One is V equal N, so the value of a network increases in direct proportion to the size of the network. This one is the Sarnoff's law. Then there is the most important, maybe, that is Metcalfe's law. This is the value of the network increased to the square of the number of users in the network. It's therefore an evolution of Sarnoff's law. And then Reed's law. Networks may grow proportionally to the network size, but there are forming groups that scale faster in value than others because of influence or interconnectedness. So you have V equal N, Sarnoff's law, V equal N square, Metcalfe's law, and Reed's law, V equal 2N. Okay. Always about network effects, community and multiple equilibrium network effects. The presumption that as a user base grows, the service elevates in value for some without diminishing in value for others provides a fundamental framework for understanding network effects. The hypothesis has two main critical concepts: user interdependency. Each user's demand is entwined not just with the numerical size of network, but also with the identities of those present with it, forming a community of interest. Multiple equilibria in networks, especially social ones, equilibrium can be achieved at varying levels. For instance, within a circle of friends, demand might exist if all, none, or some adopt a service, thereby creating different equilibrium states: null set, entry set, or partial set. Dynamics of demand curve under network effects. There are demand curve nuances. So early adopters, typically the initial users to join a network, highly value the service, often due to inherent value or other non-network factors. Demand curve characteristics. Initially, the demand curve may slope upward, reflecting the dominating bandwagon effect. Users anticipate the network's growth and future utility, hence are willing to pay more even with fewer current users. Critical mass and demand dynamics. Critical mass, this is the user threshold that, once achieved, triggers a positive feedback loop, escalating the network's utility and propelling further adoption due to the amplifying network benefits. Different size of critical mass. Multiple critical masses may exist because diverse user sets with varying size and characteristic might independently satisfy the respective condition for a beneficial network effect. The critical mass, as we say, is the number of participants needed for a platform so it starts producing its own growth. And you can see that there could be different type. For example, Uber has commoditization. After a while, that's stable, the whole thing. And then there is a frequency plus asymmetry and differentiated values that are going to determine, for example, in the Airbnb case or in OpenTable case, how much users are going to join. Dissecting demand implication for strategy. In essence, the factors of demand in the context of network effects pose intriguing strategic consideration. Targeting core communities, the initial focus is on a specific user set or community that derives substantial value from the network could propel the system toward its critical mass. Dynamic pricing strategy. Considering the shifting reservation price as the network grows, a dynamic pricing strategy could be employed to maximize revenue while also incentivizing early adoption. Competitive positioning. Recognizing the potential for multiple equilibria, strategies might be crafted to either disrupt or create such states, thereby facilitating or hindering network growth, respectively. In totality, considering the intricacies of demand, weighting, and network effects provides a robust analytical lens to comprehend user adoption patterns, prices, dynamics, and strategic market positioning, particularly pivotal in platform-oriented and tech-centric markets. How does network effect impact monopolies? Network effect can significantly impact monopolies in various industries, particularly in the digital and technological sector, where user bases and platform functionalities often intertwine. Dominance through user base. Once a platform achieves a substantial user base, the network effects can make it highly attractive for a new user and thereby perpetuate its growth and dominance. Barrier to entry. The established user base of a monopoly can act as a formidable barrier to new entrants, as they may find it challenging to attract users to a new platform that offers comparatively limited network benefits. Global platforms, network effects can enable monopolies to expand globally, providing a universal platform across different geographical markets. And localization challenge, while having a global reach, monopolies might face challenges in interacting to local needs and navigating through regional regulatory frameworks. Network effects and indirect impacts. Metcalfe's law, as we say, V equals N square, proposed that the value of a network increases exponentially with the number of its users, leading to the formula V equal N square. However, this might not hold in all situations due to various factors. First adopters many value the network more than late adopters. All users might not value every other user equally, and the value could increase less than proportionally due to factors like congestion. Complementary bandwagon effects follow the principle of indirect network effects, where the value of a product increases due to the development of complementary products. Indirect network effects refer to the phenomenon where the value of a product or service increases for one group of users when a new complementary product or services become available or improves a different group. Characteristic of the indirect network effects: multi-sided platform. These effects often occur in multi-sided platforms where different users groups interact. One side of the platform benefits from the participation of other side and vice versa. Complementary goods and services. Indirect network effects often involve complementary goods or services. Positive feedback loop. There's often a positive feedback loop involved. As more users join one side of the platform, the other side becomes more valuable, attracting more users, and so on. Future expectation. Users might anticipate future benefits and therefore adopt a platform in expectation of it attracting complementary products or services. Uncertainty. The future benefits are often uncertain and depend on various factors, including the growth of the user base and the development of complementary products and services. Okay, now let's go to check, after finishing talking about the network effect, what is the sharing economy, its origin, its promise, and its impact. So the sharing economy is about consumers granting each other temporary access to underutilized physical asset, idle capacity, possibly for money. This concept differs from other economic models. The model itself aims to sustainability and as its core the idea of network, aiming at the downfall of the physical retailers and the rise of online ones. The main characteristics are the ownership, the governance, the user have a direct say in the platform operation, profit sharing, profit are always distributed between members, and transparency and community building, increasing transparency and community among members. There is even a personalized pricing, so personalized and dynamic pricing within the telecom and tech sector. Personalized pricing aims to minimize churn by crafting offers that mirror customer usage and spending, while the ride-sharing industry leverages dynamic pricing to balance demand and supply, particularly during peak periods. Elevation of switching costs. Switching costs are twofold, both barriers and stabilizers. They act as a deterrent, fostering customer loyalty by impeding migration, while enabling monopolistic pricing power due to the reduction in customer mobility. The integration of loyalty program enhances the customer experience and indirectly boosts switching costs, creating a stronger connection between consumer and the brand's ecosystem. The bandwagon effect that we quoted even before. In business dynamics, specific markets often manifest a trend known as the bandwagon effect. This phenomenon is driven by collective behavior, where the uptake rate of beliefs, ideas, or trend increases with respect to the proportion of others adopting the same behavior. In product markets, this often translates into a situation where consumers gravitate towards a dominant product or service. Dominant supplier. In bandwagon markets, there is an inherent inclination to lead towards a single dominant supplier. This forms a winner-takes-it-all landscape. Such dominance can be due to various reasons, including superior product quality, first-mover advantage, strong network effect where the value of a product or service increases as more people use it. Vertical integration involves then the company taking control of multiple stages of its production and distribution process and can significantly impact consumers in various ways, positively and negatively. The positive impacts are reduced prices, cost efficiency achieved through vertical integration can potentially lead to to reduce prices for consumer if the company decides to pass on the savings. Value for money, enhanced control over the production process allows integrated companies to improve product quality and provide a better value. Improved quality over control. Companies that control the supply chains can maintain consistent product quality, providing reliable products to consumers. Negative impacts instead are reduced competition, with some companies controlling extensive proportions of the supply chain. Smaller entities might be pushed out, reducing market competition. This can lead to monopolistic markets where one or a few companies dictate prices and supply. Price rigidity, even with reduced production costs, integrated firms, especially those with significant market control, might not pass savings on to consumers, keeping prices artificially high. Limited choices. If a vertically integrated company dominates the market, consumers might find their choices restricted in price, quality, and variety. Smaller brands potentially offering niche or innovative products might be stifled with the dominant integrated firm, limiting portion available to consumers. Quality homogeneity. Through the consistency of product quality could be seen as a positive. It might also lead to a lack of diversity in product offerings, with fewer alternatives regarding different quality levels and price points. Let's go now with the platform competition and strategy. Let me just take one pit stop in order to drink some water. I just stop 1 minute. Let's restart. As you see, I use the WWE thing, so it's gonna be more funny. Platform competition and strategy. Let me check that we are recording. Seems so good. Okay, so let's go on. Okay. Firm entry and exit. The digital transformation over the past few decades has led to a profound shift in business dynamics. The relationship between the timing of entry and exit within product segments of industry is critical. It is the first mover advantage. Latecomers in product segments face reduced changes of exit, suggesting strategic advantages. While pre-entry experience is vital, late entry can offset the lack of it. Dominant firms in a segment can make it challenging for others, especially if they enter the market later. Strategy to foster growth. Attracting user network effects are pivotal for platform. As more people join the platform, its appeal to prospective user grows. Providing subsidy to entice user participation, technological differentiation, leveraging the first mover advantage, attracting complementors like app developers, enhance a platform's value proposition in a symbiotic relationship. A substantial user base also use more complementors, offering technical assistance, training, and tools. Unique positioning to leave competitors behind. Cater a distinct user group. Platforms can benefit from local network effects by serving niche user base. Example, Apple initially targeted consumers, positioning the iPhone as the best iPod. Facebook began as an exclusive network for award students. Leverage existing platform. Capitalizing on an existing user base or interface can hasten the diffusion of a new platform. Example, consistency in design and experience between Apple's iPod and iPhone. Differentiation based on emerging needs, targeted product development rather than solely focusing on technological superiority, emphasizes attributes highly valued by target user. Example, Apple's iPhone distinguished itself with its interface, aesthetics, and branding rather than features like keyboard or antenna quality. Google Gmail in its early days stood out by offering 1 GB storage, leveraging Google vast service resources. Empower competitors with a simplified business model. Support value creation. Helping partners craft valuable useness model can elevate the platform's attractiveness. Example, Apple by targeting consumers opened up the market for diverse apps ranging from functional to frivolous. The reduced initial cost of app development for Apple's platform, committed with robust testing and simulation capabilities made it attractive for developers. Pricing strategy in the digital realm. Personalizing pricing, aiming to charge each user based on their willingness to pay through practical implementation can be challenging. Versioning, offer a product in different versions or packages to cater to distinct customer segments and their budgets. These one are price discrimination, first degree, second degree, and now the third, group pricing, implementing different pricing brackets for diverse customer groups like students or senior citizens, recognizing their disparate price sensitiveness, adapting prices according to the specific financial capabilities and willingness to pay of different customer groups. Strategies on versioning information products. The emphasis here is on value-based pricing and implementation versioning by providing various product versions tailored to customer needs. This involves utilizing customer communication and observational data, crafting a product line that accentuates the needs of distinctive customer segments, applying versioning dimensions such as timing, user interface, convenience, resolution, speed, features, and potential annoyance factor. Strategies involving bundling and promotional pricing, dispersion in customers' value, bundling different softwares to reduce disparities in customer value appreciation, reasons for bundling, utilizing bundling to maximize revenue, especially when customer values for products are positively correlated, promotional pricing, employing strategy like sales and coupons to segment and target price sensitive customer while navigating online commoditization. Lock-in strategies for customer retention, recognizing and valuing the switching cost to understand and leverage customer lock-in, considering both supply and customer costs when evaluating strategies for customer acquisition and retention, classifying and understanding various types of lock-in and their associated switching costs like contractual, durable purchase, brand-specific training, etc. Managing customer lock-in, investing in developing an installed customer base even at the cost of initial discount. Aiming to entrench customers by incorporating proprietary improvements to enhance customer loyalty, leveraging the customer base by offering complementary products, services, and possibly selling access to their businesses. Implementing differential pricing, considering customer commitment, and ensuring clear communication to maintain reputation. Maintaining the integrity and leadership of the platform. Compatibility is essential to ensure that the platform evolves. It remains compatible with existing and upcoming complementary products. This can help retain and attract more complementors, ensuring the platform's growth. Balancing innovation with stability while upgrading and innovating are crucial. It's equally vital to ensure that such changes don't disrupt the ecosystem. Such changes can alienate complementors, leading to a potential loss of global content or services on the platform. Internal versus external innovation. Platform leaders must decide whether to foster innovation internally, externally, or a blend of both. This depends on the company's core competencies, resources, and the nature of innovation required. Modular design can facilitate easier upgrades and changes without disrupting the whole system. Openness versus closed system. Open system can spur innovation as external developers can easily build on the platform. However, this might come at the cost of control. Disclosure, deciding how much information about the platform interface to reveal is crucial. Too much disclosure might help competitors, while too little can hinder competitors. And now we'll go to a case study that was mentioned in the lectures, that is the Spotify case study. So let's go on. Introduction. Spotify, as we all know, is a leading music streaming platform and exemplifies how internet-based platform can successfully leverage data, technological innovation, and user engagement to create a holistic ecosystem for both consumers and firms. Spotify dual-side market, consumer focus through features like the artist portal and accommodation system. Spotify enhances the user experience for the subscriber. Firm focus, it also serves as a promotion and advertising platform for various firms who wish to reach Spotify's vast user base. Key asset, the two primary assets driving Spotify's success are its dedicated personnel and the vast treasure of information and data it collects. Artist Portal. Spotify Artist Portal serves as a comprehensive dashboard for artists to monitor, strategize, and engage. Performance monitoring. Artists can access statistics of the top 200 songs, monitor their releases, and compare performance over time. Increased visibility. Spotify promotes nearby shows of artists to their dedicated followers, enhancing the artist's visibility and the potential concert attendance. Analytical tools for artists. Spotify provides detailed analytical tools for artists, song and playlist data. These allow artists to gauge the impact of their promotional effort to see which users are adding their song to playlist. Understanding fans, Spotify provides demographic data, geographic insight, and other vital statistics. This data can guide to planning, radio pitching, etc. Real-time engagement with the live listener feature, artists can see in real time the number of people listening to their song. The music recommendation system, Spotify recommendation music system, is the result of robust technological innovation. Advanced algorithms, Spotify uses collaborative filtering, NLP, natural language processing, and other data-driven methods to curate personalized playlists for users. Strategic acquisition in 2017, Spotify acquired AI startup Neeland to further enhance its recommendation capabilities. Indirect network effects, with a vast user base, even a new user without historical listening data can receive high quality music recommendation on Spotify. Issues and solution. While Spotify recommendation system is advanced, it isn't without challenges. Echo chambers, much like the challenges faced by platforms like Facebook, Spotify may trap users in musical echo chambers, limiting exposure to diverse music. Cold start problem, new users or item might not get accurate recommendation due to a lack of data. Now let's see platform and share economy. This one, if I don't mistake, is if not the last one of the last section of our review. So, competition for user via network effect, pricing and market structure. Platforms compete for user by leveraging network effects where the value of the platform increases as more users join the pricing structure. The pricing structure are often influenced by these effects, aiming to attract more users and create a domino effect of adoption. New market mechanism, auction, reputation, recommendation platforms, especially online ones, have created new mechanism for value exchange. This includes auction for advertising, reputation systems that influence trust, and recommend algorithms that personalize user experience. Structured search processes with a vast amount of information valuable online. Structured search processes become crucial for things like shopping, job hunting, or even dating a partner. Online market dynamics. Low costs and dynamic pricing. The online platform economy often benefits from lower overheads, coupled with the ability to change prices dynamically based on the demand and supply. This creates unique market dynamics. Prediction consumer behavior. With rich data analytics, platforms can predict consumer behavior, which can inform strategic decisions from pricing to product launches. Network and positive feedback, oligopolies versus temporary monopolies. The industrial economy was characterized by few large firms dominating markets. In contrast, the information economy sees temporary monopolies that quickly shift with technological advancement. Economics of networks, unlike the industrial economy, which was driven by economics of scale, the information economy thrives on the economics of network. Bigger they are, more is valuable. S-shaped growth pattern. Many products in such industry experience a S-shaped growth curve, starting slow, rapidly increasing, and then leveling off. Network externalities and market strategies. Network externalities, the value of a network often increases as more users become part of it, leading to positive network externalities. Collective switching costs. These costs act as a barrier to entry for new competitors, especially if users are heavily invested in a current network or technology. Market tipping. Certain markets tip forward one dominant player, often driven by network effects and economies of scale. Performance versus compatibility. Companies must decide whether to prioritize better performance or maintain compatibility with existing system. Overcoming inertia. For a new platform or technology to succeed, it often needs to overcome the inertia of user resistance to change. Introducing new tech, evolution versus revolution. Evolution strategy. This involves improving technology while ensuring compatibility with existing system. It might have risk, especially if competitors go for a revolutionary improvements. Openness versus control. A strategic trade-off where companies must decide between sharing technology and retaining proprietary rights. 4 generic strategies based on the trade-off and the performance versus compatibility and openness versus control. There are 4 broad strategies companies can adopt. However, the text appears to be the 4 generic strategies are Performance play. These strategies involves introducing a new incompatible technology with strong proprietary control. It is a bold and risky approach, often chosen by newcomers with compelling new technology that can afford to ignore backward compatibility. Control and migration. In this strategy, companies offer a new, improved technology that is compatible with existing technology and proprietary, and it is suitable for companies with a dominant market position and helps prevent upstarts from leapfrogging ahead. Open migration. Open migration is customer friendly with the new product supplied strengths in manufacturing and scale economies. The discontinuing this strategy instead is a strategy that involves introducing a new product or technology that is incompatible with existing technology but available from multiple suppliers. It favors efficient manufacturers or those offering value-added services. Okay. Give me just 1 minute rest. Okay, let's continue. Okay, it's working. Okay. So we were talking about the four main strategies. So performance play refers to the introducing a new incompatible technology with strong proprietary control. Essentially, it's a daring move where a company or entity believes that the sheer performance and potential of the new technology will be enough to convince consumers to shift, even if it means abandoning or disregarding existing technology or standards. Proprietary control. The company has exclusive rights and control over the new technology. This means that competitors cannot easily reproduce or offer a similar technology without infringing on intellectual property rights. Incompatibility. The new technology does not work seamlessly with existing technology or standards. This might be a result of significant advancement or a deliberate strategy to differentiate the offering. Boldness. This approach is audacious. By not ensuring compatibility with existing technology, a company is betting on the superior attributes of its technology to attract customers. Potential for high return. If successful, performance play can lead to high returns due to the proprietary nature of the technology. It can create a unique market position, allowing the company to capture significant value. Performance play. Example, Apple's introduction of the iPhone. When Apple introduced the iPhone in 2007, it was vastly different from existing smartphone. Its user interface, absence of a physical keyboard, and unique OS made it a standout. Its superior performance and features drove its success. Sony's Blu-ray disc. Sony, along with other manufacturers, introduced the Blu-ray disc as a successor to DVDs. Even though it was incompatible with existing DVD technology, its enhanced storage capacity and ability to play high-definition video make it a popular choice over other formats like HD DVD. Pros and cons of performance play. Pros: market dominance. If successful, companies can achieve significant market dominance and set new standards. Higher profit margins. Proprietary control allows for higher pricing power and profit margins. Brand enhancement. Successfully introducing breakthrough technologies can significantly elevate a brand's image and value. Controlled migration. Controlled migration is one of the 4 generic strategies that company can employ when introducing new tech into the market. This involves offering a new and improved technology that is compatible with existing technology, but it is proprietary. Pros: compatibility. Controlled migration ensures compatibility with existing technology. This compatibility can be a significant advantage, especially in markets where customers have invested heavily in the current technology infrastructure. Customer loyalty. Customers who are already using the existing technology may feel more comfortable upgrading to a newer version or product offered. The same company is offered by the same company. This can enhance customer loyalty and retention. Lower switching costs. Since new technology is designed to be compatible with the old, users do not have high switching costs, that they can continue to use their existing software data and still reducing the barrier to adoption. Incremental revenue. Companies can generate incremental revenue by selling upgrades, updates, or premium version of the new technology to existing customers. This can be a lucrative revenue stream over time. Controlled migration. What are the cons? Limited innovation. Companies following a controlled migration may prioritize backward compatibility to the detriment of innovation. This could result in an incremental improvements rather than revolutionary advancement, potentially missing out on disruptive opportunities. Slower adoption, while compatibility is an advantage, it can also slow down the adoption of new technologies. Users might be less motivated to upgrade if they perceive only marginal benefits compared to the existing technology. Competitive pressure in fast-paced markets, competitors pursuing performance play or discontinuity strategies might gain a competitive edge by introducing entirely new and superior technologies. Controlling migration may not keep up with the pace of innovation. Dependency on legacy system. Over time, a company following controlling migration may accumulate a large user base dependent on the legacy system. This can become a burden to maintain. Support for older technology can be costly and limit the company's ability to make radical shifts in strategy. Okay. Discontinuity. The concept of discontinuity refers to a situation where a new product or technology is fundamentally incompatible with existing technology or products but is available from multiple suppliers. Discontinuity represents a break from the existing standards, protocols, or technologies, leading to a significant departure from the status quo. Incompatibility with existing technology. Discontinuity arises when a company introduces a new technology or product that cannot easily coexist or incorporate with the established technologies or products in the market. This lack of compatibility can be deliberate choice to create a clear differentiation from existing offering. Choice for consumers. Discontinuity provides consumers with choices between different suppliers and their versions of the new technology. This can lead to healthy competition, allowing consumers to select the supplier or product that best meet their needs. Market dynamics. The success of discontinuity strategies depends on various market dynamics, including the willingness of consumers to adopt a new technology, the ability of suppliers to provide compelling features, and the degree of network effects that may favor one version over others. Now, last part, new mechanism for matching demand with the supply. So, new mechanism for matching demand with supply. The digital era hasn't just seen the emergence of new markets, but also innovative mechanism to match the demand with the supply more efficiently. Sponsored search platforms like Google have refined the art of matching advertisers with the user. Advertisers bid on keywords, and based on the bids and the relevance of their ads, they appear when users search for those keywords. This mechanism ensures that users see ads most pertinent to their queries, while advertisers target the most relevant audiences. Reputation systems in peer-to-peer platforms. Trust is paramount. Reputation system wherein users rate and review each other can, based on their experience, have become a cornerstone of such platforms, whether the sellers is in eBay, a driver on Uber, or a host on Airbnb. The reputation scores play a critical role in influencing user decisions. These systems promote accountability, transparency, and quality service. Now let's see the sponsored web search and the auction mechanism. Sponsored web search operates as a real-time auction where advertisers bid for placement in the search result based on user queries. Bidding processes, advertisers determine how much a certain query is works for them. For instance, if someone searched for in US for Joshua Tree vinyls, various sellers or related advertisers will place their respective bids. Rank determination. Once bids are placed, the search engine sorts advertisers based on the bid amounts. Payment methodology. Instead of paying their bid amount, advertisers pay just enough to bid the next highest bid. This is known as the second price auction model. Payment activation. Advertisers are not charged merely for appearing in the search result, but are charged when a user actively clicks on their advertisement. The amount charged is typically based on the bid on the highest advertiser. Sponsored web search. What are its key innovation? Price per click, PPC. Traditional advertising often charged per impression each time an ad is known, irrespective of whether the audience engage with the ad. PPC introduces a system where advertisers pay only when user clicks on the ad. This model is advantageous as it aligns cost with the actual user's interest and engagement. Let's stop here for now.
Dopo faccio anche il secondo. Ho fatto le pape. Mi piacciono.
Okay, let's finish up. It's almost done, guys. So keep going. So we've seen the innovativity of the price per click.
And second price format. This format addresses the strategic behavior of bidders. If the highest bidder had to pay their bid amount, they might be inclined to bid lower than their actual valuation to save money, known as bid shaving. However, with the second price action, the highest bidder pays the amount of the second highest bid, incentivizing bidders to bid truthfully. This ensures a fair mechanism where bidders reveal their true valuations. Quality score. Not all ads are considered equal. To improve user experience, search engines introduce a quality score metric. This metric considers various factors including the relevance, landing page quality, and click-through rate, CTR. By weighting bids with the quality score, search engines ensure that the inner quality ads get better placement. Okay, blah 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 blah. Last slide, the reputation system and online reviews. Reputation system acts as the online world's answer to the challenges related to trust. They aggregate user feedback to provide potential buyers with insights about sellers or products. It's been observed that sellers with higher feedback scores usually have a higher sale rates and can sometimes command higher prices. Their reputation system have ushered in a unique era of evaluation. Is more democratized. Anyone can leave feedback, even voice to the masses. Polarized negative reviews tend to have a more profound impact on online decision than positive one. Public feedback once let out in the open for all to see. The role of the reputational system could be seen as a reputational threat. A single negative review can reach a vast audience, tarnishing a brand's image. Organization must decide whether addressing such feedback openly is worth the associated risk. Constructive feedback, negative reviews, when genuine, provide the organization with feedback, presenting an opportunity to improve. And now we reach finally the end of our presentation. I know I spoke very fast because there is a lot of things to talk about. I hope you have possibility to review. And of course, later today actually, I will upload a Q&A video that is actually taking some questions. And the answer I could give to that question probably is gonna be way longer than this one. That is way faster, as you see. And yeah, see you later. Bye.